Hello, I'm an Spanish native who has been learning English for more than 3 years, Japanese for 13 months, and I'm a calisthenics athlete. These two hobbies are why I want to introduce discipline to language learning. These past 11 days I've been doing plus 6 hours of immersion almost all days. There was one day which I fucked up and I still did 4 hours. I couldn't be capable of doing this while working and making these videos if I treated myself like a normal person does, always eating junk food or trying to study at 3 PM, which is not going to happen, and I will end up procrastinating. And actually the day I fucked up, it was because I had to buy a phone and I was thinking more about that thing. And still, I had time to do 2 hours more, so it was just an excuse. The first point I want to talk about is this one. If you are studying a language, you are studying it for like 2 to 3 hours a day, and you still keep having 3 hours of screen time in social media, and you're not even using it to learn a language, don't bullshit yourself. These habits keep being in there because in some way you think that that is productive. Maybe you're like me and you're this kind of intelligent guy, and what happens is that we can bullshit ourselves using coping mechanisms. But that's your brain just being stupid, so what I'm going to say next is going to sound kind of crazy, but don't listen to your brain if it got you to having an addiction to social media. Listen to the brain of others who have that result that you want. I'm not even telling you to listen to mine, I'm just telling you that my brain is capable of studying 7 to 8 hours a day, 6 of which are immersion. So the thing I did to get this result is first, reduce progressively day by day the amount of social media you watch until you get 1 hour or 40 minutes. And then you will notice something kind of weird, which is that reducing that 1 hour to 0 progressively is kind of impossible. At least that's how it felt for me. So I literally just uninstalled the app because there's something interesting about this, which is that when you get to 1 hour, you notice that you don't really need this in your life, which in my case was TikTok, and so it's really easy to uninstall. And that's what you should do if what you want is fast progress. If it's YouTube or Twitter, use it always as your method of immersion. That's how I got rid of almost all of my addictions. I had an addiction to anime before learning Japanese. I started watching anime as my primary way of doing immersion, and after some months, I can't watch anime if it's not in Japanese because I feel unproductive. And it's fine to feel that way, for the reason that watching anime is not productive. It's the same as the last point. You can argue that watching anime gives you lessons you can use in life or wherever, but this is just your brain getting you to the same point you were in before, not making as much progress because you don't have time to put into your language learning. So if you're doing 10 to 12 hours of immersion and you still keep watching anime with English subtitles, you can say I'm wrong. But if not, then don't listen to your brain. Now, uninstalling social media is probably the better option, and you're making your future self suffer just because you want to feel some pleasure right now, which is not pleasure because after you watch TikTok for 4 hours, you don't feel great. Still, if you don't want to uninstall the social media for some reason, the only way you can go about this is waking up super early. I'm talking about literally 3 to 4 AM. Doing your first 4 to 6 hours of immersion till 9 or 10 AM, and then you have all of your day free to watch whatever TikTok you want. And one rule I will put to myself here is that I will watch whatever social media after I finish my immersion for the day. Imagine this is a rocket and here's the fuel of the rocket. Now let's mind that making the rocket work is achieving our goal, and the fuel is every little thing we need to do in order to achieve our goals. What we want to do is to make the fuel work as much as possible in the most efficient way, so we will throw very big chunks of wood there to make the fire as big as possible. There's as well very little chunks of wood that will help, but not that much. We want just big chunks. Now this is how your life probably looks like right now. Big chunks of TikTok, Netflix, video games, porn, school, and little chunks of immersion and studying vocabulary and key, which with look you are doing it for like 2 to 3 hours a day, and we know that that is not happening. If what you want is fast progress, this is how your life should look like. Big chunks of vocabulary and the rest of your day just pure immersion. Now probably doing 2 hours of vocabulary is too much, so I will do like 40 minutes to 1 hour. And if you don't want to go as hard and take some rest, which you probably will need to, you can add little chunks of hanging out with your friends and going to dates with girls or doing whatever social thing. So that's it for the video. Be sure to give me a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to have more friends who are disciplined and are learning languages. Thank you very much.